So what's going on, toxic gamers? It looks like that we never left this situation, man. We got more disasters happening in gaming. Like the video if you think there are 2 genders. Dislike the video if you think there are 5,000 genders. Like for 2, dislike for 5,000. I want to know where you guys at. And real quick, salute to Captain Gay BBC. He's back in the news. Captain BBC is back in the news. Brothers dropping their goodbyes to Call of Duty. I mean, guys, I've never seen gaming situation this bad ever. Okay, shout out to Dr. Disaster. Check this out. Roll it.
I am struggling to get to the topics of this video without laughing my ass off. Sucker Punch and their defenders have tried so hard to convince gamers that Ghost of Yotei isn't woke, but it seems like Sucker Punch just couldn't help themselves. They came up with an ending to Ghost of Yotei that is so on the nose woke that I dare you to try.
Is the game even out, or what's going on? The game is out? What the hell?
Laugh out loud when you hear it.
You're right.
Alright now, I'm gonna show it to you in a second here, but keep in mind the context that this is the actress who plays the main character in the game. She is openly queer and makes that the majority of her personality, and also keep in mind that the other day, IGN was ragging on Sony for telling the same story over and over, and it looks like they were right.
What did they say? I'm getting bored of every PlayStation game telling the same story, man. Is it about time PS5 exclusives got some new ideas and people are calling it like Ghost of Tampon, Ghost of Sushi, Ghost of Antifa? Actually, not my opinion, not my words. Like, that's what people are calling it in the comment section. Ghost of Yotei, Ghost of Tampon. Like, bro, gamers are out of hands right now, bro.
The other day, IGN was ragging on Sony for telling the same story over and over, and it looks like they were right, because as you can see from the video that I have playing here, it looks like Ghost of Yotei is recycling the ending of The Last of Us 2, with Atsu's story ending with her raising a kid together with another lesbian. No wonder all of the shills defending this game.
What the hell? They did that in Last of Us 2, bro, and they're doing the same with Ghost of Tampon as well. What the hell?
Don't want to talk about the story. Instead, they focus on stupid shit, like being able to cut grass with your sword, go fishing, or ride your horse around with a beautiful mountainous backdrop. And to all of the people bragging about that crap, my dudes, I was doing that shit back in 1998 with Ocarina of Time. Sure, the graphics are better now, but really, anyone who has been playing video games for longer than 5 minutes looks at the stuff that they're showing off, and we say,
I give a rat's ass.
So, with all of that in mind, it really is no wonder.
Just make games for gamers, bro. Simple as that, man. We just want one good game, bro. One damn good game, man. What the hell is going on in gaming? I didn't even know it was out. That's how dry gaming has been, right? Battlefield 6 is coming out very soon. By the time this video goes out, Battlefield 6 is already out. So yeah, right, that Battlefield 6 is carrying especially the FPS series, and then it's left to GTA 6. Right? Listen, I own a PlayStation, bro. I own a Sony Pony console, okay? I got my PS5 controller. I sound like Dreamcast guy right now, holding my PlayStation controller to prove it that I have a Sony Pony console. Okay, so yeah, right? Like PlayStation gang, absolutely. But like, bruh. Xbox doing the same thing. So if you're an Xbox Andy, bro, stop laughing, okay? Xbox doing the same shite.
Why we still haven't heard any official sales data as of the time of this recording from Sony or Sucker Punch surrounding this game. As more and more of the story from this game comes out, the more we learn that they were really making this for the modern audience. And it becomes very hard to imagine that word of mouth, which is what a game banks on after the launch weekend finishes and the marketing campaign peters out, but it's hard to imagine that word of mouth is going to be doing them any favors.
Everything you've heard about me is true.
I know.
Man, gaming, honestly, bro, it really feels like work right now. And it should not be like that. Let me know what is that one game that you're currently no-lifing and you're loving it. Let me know in the comment section. Just curious about like what you guys are currently enjoying and playing.
Make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've had a lot of people tell me that they have been unwilling.
You don't have to subscribe here, but definitely like if you think there are 2 genders, dislike if you think there are 5,000 genders. The reason I say you don't have to subscribe is because I post variety of content, so games, memes, you know, UFO stuff, conspiracy stuff. So if you're not into any of it, or if you're just into gaming, you don't have to subscribe. You're right, but I appreciate you being here though.
Unsubscribed to the channel recently, so make sure you look into that, and also give me a follow over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster1, and if you feel like supporting the channel and helping keep the lights on, consider becoming a member for as little as $5 per month.
You know what, really quickly, I need to shout out the homie Dennis, Annie for becoming brand new members, and also shout out to the homie Sun Gazin and Ron for the $10, for the $2 super thanks. Thank you guys so much for all the love. You know, you feel I'm saying, man, you are peace. I'm saying, let's get back to the content here, boo.
month. In any case, let's take a look at some more information concerning the recent release of Ghost of Yotei. The defenders of this game are either seriously desperate or they don't have fully functional eyeballs or brains. I suppose that it could be all of that combined, but this just hit my social media feed several times in the past few hours. The r/Ghost of Tsushima page over on Reddit was talking about Ghost of Yotei, and here they wrote,
Jin was sarcastic too sometimes, but Atsu was sarcastic and very hot. I never knew I would be crushing over a game character after Lara Croft, Ada Wong, and Bayonetta.
And I've got to ask,
Dog,
what?
Bruh, oh my god. How dare you put Lara Croft in there, man? How dare you put Lara Croft in there? How dare you compare her to Lara Croft? How dare you do that?
Effing universe are you from, my dude? Seriously, Erika Ishii
How dare you compare her with Lara Croft? How can you? How can you do that?
The opposite of attractive to the vast majority of people. I suppose there's a Ken for every Barbie out there, but putting this character on a pedestal alongside the likes of Bayonetta or Lara Croft without even mentioning Eve from Stellar Blade is astonishing. And the most likely case scenario is that this person probably didn't even like Stellar Blade and didn't like Eve. They probably say that that character was for gooners or something. But if you told 90% of women that they look like Erika Ishii, even if you said it in a complimentary tone of voice.
Oh man, he better dive into that intergalactic fiasco. That's right, I forgot about the intergalactic. Yeah, people were pretty mad with that. People called her the space bald retarded chick. Not my opinion, not my words again. Whoa, right?
Bruh.
But that's what people said. That's what the internet that's what gamers have been saying.
They would be offended, or they would be lying. Asmongold actually talked about this idea in one of his recent videos, and he makes a pretty good point.
I'm just a messenger, man. People really called her bald, space chick, lesbo, retarded, bald chick. Yeah, I'm just a messenger.
There is no audience
this chick.
benefit to having an ugly female protagonist. I'm sorry. There's not. Nobody wants it. Nobody advocates for it. And if you think that's not true, go ahead and next time you see one of the girls that are talking about how good these characters look, give them a compliment and tell them that they look like this character. You'll see them switch up real quick. You'll get blocked.
Yeah.
Running error of brief. We know that the studio will be taking on the sci-fi realm next with Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet.
Look like Lizzo, yeah, the Lizzo thing, yeah, exactly. Lizzo's so beautiful. Okay, well, you look like Lizzo. What the fuck's wrong with you? Exactly. No, I don't.
They always do that, right? Yeah, you look like Lizzo, and they take it as like a negative.
Why? What's bad about that? I thought she was beautiful.
But yeah, we still don't have any official word yet as to how well Ghost of Yotei fared over the weekend, and I personally am waiting with bated breath. The only thing I expect of these numbers for sure is that the game will not have done what a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima should have done. It will not have blown that game's sales numbers out of the water. If it had, they would have already told us by now. I expect that sometime in the next few days, they will drop the sales figures with some sort of a spin being used by all the game journalists to make it seem like Yotei is somehow performing amazingly well, kind of like when Assassin's Creed Shadows...
And I know a couple of months ago we had this come out, take it as rumors, because I don't remember the source right now, but yeah, a couple of months ago we heard that the reason of Ghost of Yotei was because they wanted they wanted a sequel, but in the very beginning it was supposedly like an actual Ghost of Tsushima 2 with a male lead if they wanted to continue the story, whatnot, and we heard that they just were like, okay, you know what, let's change the gender and let's do it that way, right? So they did that, like they 180'd, but it was supposed to be a continuation, direct continuation, which is something that the fans wanted, but then they just changed it because they don't like their fans or something like that. Yeah, I don't know, man. So that happened. Take it as a rumor. That's what was reported a couple of months ago. Yeah.
Noted their player count numbers rather than talk about sales figures, but when we dig into the data, we will almost certainly learn that Yotei has underperformed compared to its predecessor and compared to expectations. That is what I expect to happen sometime in the next few days as the desperation becomes more palpable from the people.
And right now, this is absolutely insane, man. Shout out to Ryan Kinnell. I saw Culture Crave also post this. Ubisoft canceled an Assassin's Creed game set after the Civil War, and it was featuring a black assassin who was formerly a slave who would fight the emerging, yeah, I cannot say that on YouTube. Leadership canceled it, concerned with the US political climate and Yasuke backlash. I mean, my god, bro. You're right, and the reason Yasuke got the backlash, there were obviously like a lot of things. The game to begin with wasn't even good, right? The game was not good at all. And then they obviously added Yasuke, salute to Captain, Cherry Blossom Flower, Captain, gay, BBC, right? And Yasuke was a real life person. What we learned from history, he was not a samurai, and he was not gay. He was a man of culture, and yeah, he never really slept, never really. He never slept with Nobunaga's sister. Guess what? Ubisoft, what did they do first? He black, gotta make him gay, right? They made him gay. The real life person was not. If the real life person was actually, then totally makes sense, right? You know, but he was not, so they did it again. They did it regardless. They made Yasuke sleep with Nobunaga's sister, which in history we learned is that Nobunaga's sister was very faithful. She would never sleep. She would never cheat on her husband. But in the game, she does. She gets the BBC, bro! Like, Ubisoft gives her the BBC treatment. What the hell is wrong with them? Bro, I swear to God, man. Like, what is... Damn, man. As a brown man, I'm sick and tired of playing the race card, but I'm more so sick and tired of the fact that this is what they've done to Yasuke, right? So they butchered this man's legacy, right? And it's not like Yasuke can come down. He's no longer with us. Rest in peace, homie, right? He can no longer come down here and defend himself, bruh. And then they also made Yasuke, they put hip-hop music whenever he would come in, right? Slice all the Japanese homies in the game, right? So this is what they done, right? So everybody was mad all around, and on top, like, game wasn't even that good. And now this is the update to the story. They canceled it because of the political climate and Yasuke backlash. And the backlash happened because they made him gay samurai when he was not. He was not gay in real life. If he was, then that's fine, right? If he was not a samurai either, he did not sleep with Nobunaga's sister, but in the game, he F's the shit out of her, like, actually, like, gives her the BBC treatment. In fact, he wasn't the one that gave it to her. It's Ubisoft that wanted to see him give it to her, if that makes sense. Pause.
Exactly go as well for them as they wanted. Well, some more Assassin's Creed news dropped just a few hours ago, and quite frankly, I find this hilarious. Ubisoft canceled an Assassin's Creed game set after the Civil War. Featured a black assassin who was formerly a slave, would fight the emerging Ku Klux Klan. It's weird. I can't believe Ubisoft was willing to do a video game where you fought Democrats, but hey, leadership canceled it, concerned with the U.S. political climate and Yasuke backlash. Now, this does come from GameFile Steven Totillo right here. You have to pay to get access to the whole thing. So let's get a sense of what we know.
Dude, like, gaming, honestly, bro, like, what is going on in gaming? Just make a game that is good, fun, and if you're gonna use, like, a historical setting, then keep it that way, right? Don't change the narrative. If the politics were one way back then and you're making a game that is set in that time frame, use the politics of that time, bro. Like, simple as that. You don't need to make them, you don't need to change them, just make it how they were. Whether good or not, that's debatable, but that's not, you should not be changing history nor politics, which is something that they did change with Assassin's Creed Shadows, and they butchered the legacy of Yasuke for whatever it was, or whatever worth, yeah, right? So they butchered his legacy. They butchered basically like everybody's legacy. Nobunaga's sister, which was pure, she was pure, would never cheat. Guess what? They made her get the BBC treatment, bro. What the hell, man?
Oh, and who from Ubisoft spoke out about this? Ubisoft reportedly canceled an Assassin's Creed game set around the American Civil War because of Yasuke backlash and political turmoil in the US. Well, it's weird that Yasuke backlash is part of this. We were told that everybody loved it, that the haters were just so wrong. It was a massive, smashing success. What do you mean they canceled it because of Yasuke backlash? If you need a reminder, Yasuke is the mythical black samurai, right, that they use as a protagonist, as a playable character in Assassin's Creed Shadows. I will also remind the people at Ubisoft, and all of the people who might be complaining about this, the backlash to Yasuke was not because he was black. It wasn't about having a black protagonist.
Yeah.
It was about having a black samurai in like 14th century Japan or whatever.
In Japan, they put hip-hop music, made him gay, made him sleep with Nobunaga's sister, right? Like, give her the BBC and all that. Yeah, I know I'm just saying that to sound kind of like funny and whatnot, but this actually happened. This is what these suckers did, bro. Like, that is crazy. It was not because of the skin color. It was not because he was black, white, brown, this, that, the other. The game was set in the, like 1400s Japan. These motherfuckers put hip-hop music, gave Nobunaga the BBC treatment, made the homeboy, made Yasuke gay as well in the game. Bro, they broke the bro code big time. These motherfuckers broke the bro code big time. They done like so many different human violations, allegedly, that it's insane, bro. It really is disrespectful to the real life Yasuke, to the Japanese culture, to Japan, right? To Nobunaga's sister, who's also no longer with us, so rest in peace, sister. Man, like, my god, bro. Like, that game, and minus all that bull squash, like, the game was also pretty below mid.
The fuck it was set. That was the backlash. It's that you did an Assassin's Creed game set in feudal Japan, and instead of having, I don't know, a Japanese male and a Japanese female playable characters, you decided to reach into fake history, bullshit made up by activists, and pretend that Yasuke was an actual samurai and use him.
Right.
That was where the backlash was stemming. You know, there wasn't backlash when you had a dark-skinned protagonist when you made a game in fucking Africa?
Man.
Right? You realize there was no backlash then. You realize there was no backlash when you had a game set in the Caribbean, and the DLC for that game was centered around the Haitian crew member.
Yeah.
Weird. It's weird that there was no backlash for that. There was backlash for a black samurai that did not exist. But anyway, let's get in.
Yeah, like, if you're gonna basically put, like, if the setting is good, if you're using a historical place and a historical timeline, and you're saying it's accurate, because Ubisoft did say that it's historically accurate, then they said it's not, then they said, yeah, it's gonna be historically accurate, and then once they started seeing the backlash, they basically flip-flop on that as well. But now let's actually get down to the Call of Duty land and Battlefield 6 land. Roll it.
It just never seems to stop, man. After a bunch of backlash, it looks like Activision have reverted the skill-based matchmaking changes within the Black Ops 7 beta. This has obviously been a pretty hot-button issue throughout the entirety of the beta, so much so that I don't see people actually talking about the game. You know, nobody's talking about the guns or the maps or the score streaks. It seems like pretty much the only talking point.
People are only talking about skill-based matchmaking, and apparently they had a non-skill-based matchmaking lobby in the game, and now they removed it, and they said on Twitter or X, right? If you do have Twitter or X, I would love to have you there. If you have Instagram, I would love to have you there. Links are always down below. First link in description, same as my YouTube channel username, so you can search by, you can search SKizzle or SkizzleX, and I would love to have you there. Alright, let's get back to the content here, boo-boo. But, yeah, on Twitter or X, they said, they need more data. That's some bull squash, bro. For the last 6-7 years, these motherfuckers have been collecting data. These motherfuckers have been collecting data for 6+ years, and now they're giving us the same bullshit excuse that they need to collect more data. Get the hell out of here, man.
Points this entire week have been doors and matchmaking, and I think that's because of two main reasons. Number A, Black Ops 7 is very similar to Black Ops 6, therefore there really isn't anything overly new, besides like the wall jump, you know? And then number B, the only thing the fans truly want out of this franchise is for matchmaking to go back to the way it used to be, so Call of Duty can finally be fun again. The way Activision have been handling this is actually freaking hilarious. Like, not only are they censoring any mention of Battlefield around their games, it's actually much crazier than you think. We're going to be talking about that here later on, but it's also the way they've been handling the beta in general, because I want to reiterate one more time here that nothing, absolutely nothing, is official or set in stone about the matchmaking, and they have yet to announce anything official about the launch of Black Ops 7. So let's just take a look at their wording here. Here we can see from Treyarch on Twitter, welcome to day 6 of the...
This is Call of Duty Online, or this is Black Ops 7? Oh my god, I don't know. I think this is Black Ops 7. It looks kind of like Call of Duty Online, right? Damn, man. Yeah, the game looks like a mobile game, bro. Like, this game, it looks like well-polished and optimized mobile game, bro. Looks like an amazing mobile game, man. Damn, bro. If any of you have played Black Ops 7, I didn't even bother downloading the beta, because I don't even care no more, because the game's just, man, you know what I'm saying? But if any of you played the beta, be honest, you enjoyed it or you don't like it. I guess if you're playing the beta, you're somebody, because I'm noticing a lot of people didn't even bother downloading the beta, right? I'm one of them. So if you're playing the beta, I guess you're somebody that is willing to give it a shot, and okay, respectable. And if you're liking the game, there's nothing wrong with that, you know? But I suppose if you downloaded and started playing, chances are high you're liking it. I'm guessing based off of the numbers that I've seen on Steam, because the numbers are so low, bro. Everybody's saying they're not downloading, they're not playing, and I believe that. I believe that because the numbers are so low. So I think people that are actually playing the game, I guess most of them are somewhat liking it, I guess. Otherwise they wouldn't be. Or perhaps they're gonna play, try out, and dip.
Black Ops 7 beta. Good news! Open Search and Destroy is live through the end of the beta to help us collect more data. They love that word. Get in there. And this was reposted by the official Call of Duty Twitter page as well. It's incredibly rare that Call of Duty bothers to endorse anything in regards to matchmaking on their official pages, and the phrasing here is so weird, right? Like, good news! It's almost as if they're admitting that open matchmaking is good, and the closed-off, warped, skill-based, engagement-optimized nonsense matchmaking is bad. I mean, just what a weird way of doing things, honestly, and I think this is all part of their marketing for Black Ops 7. They add skill-based matchmaking back to Search and Destroy, claiming that they need more data, despite having nearly 7 years worth of data already collected, and then a day later they remove skill-based matchmaking and they call it good news. It's so weird. They're talking out of both sides of their mouth right now, and I think it's also worth mentioning that the beta is pretty much over. It ends tomorrow at noon Eastern, I think, and nothing more is going to be added, nothing more is going to be changed. There's pretty much a 0% chance of them
so this was weekend 1 or weekend 2? I guess weekend 2 is ending? Or weekend 1? Okay, or I guess last day of the beta? Damn, it came and went? Yo, I didn't even bother downloading and playing. This might be the first time. Now, the only beta that, other than Black Ops 7 beta, the only beta I have never played, I guess, is the Black Ops 3. The reason being I was not home. I was on a vacay at that time, so I didn't brought my PlayStation 4 at the time. So, but I wanted to try out the beta. It's not like I didn't want to. And Black Ops 3 for the time, it was amazing. Of course, it also did receive hate because of the jetpack era, advanced warfare. But Black Ops 3 was good, minus the crypto keys bull squash in that game, right? The supply drops. But other than that, Zombies was amazing. It was phenomenal, right? By the way, Zombies was also in this beta, right? If you tried it, you liked it, yeah, be honest, guys, be honest. You enjoyed it, or you don't like it, you think it's the same old crap, or perhaps you like it, but you know deep down that it's gonna be played out, it's gonna be boring after like a week or two of the game coming out, or you think it's good, it's gonna have replay value. Put it in the comments. I'm curious to get your thoughts on it.
Extending the beta, so they really just did, for the most part anyway, test out no skill-based matchmaking throughout the beta. I mean, they got their data, they got their feedback, but just like I said in my previous video, I have a feeling that none of this is going to matter, man. I have a feeling this is one giant marketing ploy, because they know Battlefield's coming out in just a couple of days, they know their pre-orders are down, they know that nobody was happy with the beta, so they wanted to put a positive spin on the game to try to sucker fans into actually trying it, because nobody actually cared, and nobody was playing. Activision, ladies and gentlemen, Activision is still Activision. Nothing has changed for them. They have spent the better part of a decade implementing, improving, and investing into skill-based matchmaking, and expecting them to remove it out of nowhere seems pretty far-fetched to me. I have a feeling they're still going to keep it in the game for launch. I have a feeling there's going to be like 1 or 2 game modes without skill-based matchmaking as a quote-unquote compromise, and then from there, Battlefield 6 is going to blow Call of Duty out of the water. And if that happens...
That is crazy, right? Because of the fans' backlash, and also because of Battlefield 6, the competition, pre-order numbers being low. See how quickly things got changed, guys. Like, I'm telling y'all, man, don't even pre-order. If you're loving Black Ops 7, don't cancel the pre-order. And you can always pre-order like 2 days before the game comes out, or buy it day 1, right? The reason I'm saying this is because we're gonna get more out of it. Like, even if you're somebody that loves the game, you're gonna get more for your money. You're gonna get, you want the game being good, right? Because if you love the game, you definitely want the game being even better than what you want. You want it to be better than Battlefield 6. You want it to be good. Do that, and I swear, man, like, they're gonna try their absolute best to make it the best as it possibly can be.
So on October 10th, the day will finally be here. The full launch of Battlefield 6 will happen, and I'm not sure about you guys, but I am incredibly excited for this game. To be perfectly honest, I have not been this excited for a video game in years. It should be an absolute blast, but just like we've always said over all these years, competition is a really good thing. Battlefield blowing up is going to make Call of Duty try harder than ever before, and we've seen that happen, right? How many things have they changed about COD over the course of the past month or so? I mean, for crying out loud, I mean, it's kind of like old news at this point. We're all kind of used to it, but they actually acknowledged skill-based matchmaking in the beta, and they're testing removing it in the beta. I never thought we would see the day where that would happen, and it would not have happened if it weren't for Battlefield. On the flip side of things, if Call of Duty is making improvements, however minor they may be, as long as COD is trying to make improvements, that means Battlefield will have to continue to improve as well. It's only when these game companies run unopposed that things start to stagnate and really start sucking, you know? So having both games competing means that all ships should be rising. So let's go ahead and take a look at what Call of Duty is doing to try to compete with Battlefield. So for starters, we have the return of the haunting event. And it's not like this is new or anything like that. We have a haunting event every single year, but the dates here are pretty interesting. I mean, the haunting event starts one day after the Black Ops 7 beta and one day before the launch of Battlefield 6. Kind of interesting, right? But the event...
Yeah, they don't want people going on the battlefield, right? Yeah, this time they don't have like a Modern Warfare remaster to save their ass, right? Because last time these motherfuckers pulled that Modern Warfare remaster, right? But did you see this video? Yo, if you have not seen this video, man, yeah, check it out because we got some crazy stuff happening. And I'll see you right there.